But coming up next, we're going to talk through Athlon's All-American team. Who should be on this team that isn't? We'll discuss coming up on Locked On Sooners.
You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Once again, thank you for making Locked On Sooners your first listen every single day. Shout out to all the everydayers out there. Tune in and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcast. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. So, Jay, we're looking at the All-American teams for Athlon Sports, and no Oklahoma Sooners on the first team, none on the second team. And you got to get all the way down to the third team before you find Jaydn Ott at running back, and you find R. Mason Thomas at defensive end. And then on the fourth team, you got Deion Burks, and that is it, my friend. A couple things here. Can we just stop with the Arch Manning as everybody's first team quarterback? Can we just stop with that, please?
No, John, can't. It's like, gotta happen. It's for
God.
you. They do it because they know you're gonna lose your mind on it, and
pulls
rightfully
me off sides every time.
Yeah. They pull you in. It's how they reel you in, and it's how they reel all of us in. That's how they get us on here to watch. It's content season, baby. This is what you do. It's got to be Arch everywhere, and I honestly don't understand it either. K. Klubnik is my number one quarterback in the nation. If I'm going SEC, is Garrett Nussmeier. I'm going off the guys that I've actually watched produce and do stuff.
Right.
And until I actually get production from Arch, I can't give him that type of respect. Again, I've said it here before. I think he's going to be a really good quarterback. I think that overall he's going to be solid. But there's nothing about him that tells me, oh, I should pick him over anybody else.
Yep.
Nothing.
And he could very well win the Heisman. He could very well be the first team All-American. But right now, as things stand in the preseason, he's not done a thing. As much as I pumped up Jackson Arnold last year, I did not say he was a first team All-American in the preseason. I didn't vote for him first team All-SEC. I didn't do that either. So I pumped the brakes as high on him as I was, as excited about him as I was. I didn't get out there out over my skis saying he's going to win the Heisman. He's going to be a first team All-American in the preseason. No, he had to go earn it. Secondly, Dylan Stewart, super talent, incredible talent. But when you have fewer sacks than my guy, R. Mason Thomas, do you need to be on the first team All-SEC or All-American list? And my guy, R. Mason Thomas, all the way down in the third team. This is another one of those like, okay, he was a true freshman. Yes, he was a true freshman, and he's probably going to produce again this year. But will he, without Kyle Kennard, without Tonka Hemingway on the defensive line? Are they still going to have enough on the defensive line to force teams to allow him to have one-on-one rushes? I don't know. Talented player, super talented player. Has he produced more than our guy? No, he hasn't.
No, he hasn't. And you've got questions on if he should be on the top of the list. We keep asking that question. We're purposely asking that question because the production's there. Now, granted, I am big on Dylan Stewart, and I do understand why everyone has maintained a heavy level of hype for him because of just his bend is just absurd. So I totally get that. But can he do it without everybody else on the team? When the double teams are coming after him specifically. Possibly. I mean, South Carolina's infamous for having guys like him. You had him, you got Jadeveon Clowney, right? You can go down the list of South Carolina bringing in a lot of defensive linemen and edge. It's just the weirdest. It's pretty amazing that they're able to pull this off on a regular. I guess because Clemson's out there too, it kind of makes sense. At some point, you should be able to do it. The talent's right there up the street around the corner from you. You should be able to pull up one or two there, right?
Yep.
But at the same time, you make some very good points there that is he going to be able to do it when he is the only dude that is everybody's focused on?
Yeah, and we'll see. I mean, I think you could say the same for just about any guy out there. I think R. Mason Thomas is going to get a little bit more help from a pass rushing perspective this year from the other edge spot. Now, my question is here, Jay, who's who of Oklahoma's players do you think has the best shot of being an All-American? First, second, third team, doesn't matter.
I think Ott's going to end up having an opportunity, and then of course unranked John Mateer. I think Mateer is going to end up in somebody's at least second team.
Yeah.
Just because I think that statistically he's going to put up numbers that everybody's going to be like, oh, okay, I see why Sooner fans are so hyped about this kid. We just got to get him on the field to be able to show it off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think that there's a very good chance that I'm leaning heavily on Ott being that major X factor because everyone's going to be so focused on John Mateer. Because it's the thing, if you focus on Ott, Mateer's going to cook you with his legs too. So you got to make a choice. And I think that everyone's going to focus heavily on stopping the pass and trying to prove Ben Arbuckle not being very good, that Jaydn Ott's going to be the one that's going to show out.
Yep.
Let's do that. Give me Ott. I think Ott's the one that will probably end up being a first-team All-American.
And I think if that happens and Deion Burks lands on a third-team All-American list, Oklahoma's making the playoff.
Yeah. That's playoff situations right there.
You know,
and
like if your run game is so good that you're one of the top 6 running backs in the nation, or you're one of the top 2 because you're a first-team All-American, and you've got a quarterback that's one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the nation, you got a receiver that ends up on a third-team list, your offense is putting up a lot of points, and you're winning a lot of games because people are noticing you winning those games. That's why they're voting for you. And we know the defense is going to be good enough for Oklahoma to win games. So to me, you're looking at a 10-win season and you're in the playoff. It's not that crazy.
No, I don't think it's unrealistic either. Like, I know a lot of people don't like the idea that we say that, but
what do you want me to say? I'm looking at what's possible. Like, this is a possibility. It's a for real possibility.
You know what we got to do, John? I'm going to put together my chaos list of chaos situations. We kind of talked a little bit about one that Josh Pate talked about. I'm going to put together one for every game this season, and we're going to talk about it because I think I'm ready to see how far your optimism can really go.
Let's go. I'm ready, man. I will have a coffee brewed. I will be full on. I'll get my Crimson Kool-Aid pumped out. Make sure I hit the gas station to pump myself full of it, and we'll be good to go.
Love it.
Remember, it's island vibes. I'm still on island time. But that's going to do it for today's episode of Locked On Sooners. Thanks so much for tuning in, being a part of the show. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're free and available on every platform. Make sure you go follow Jay at Unfair Sports. Go check out his channel, Unfair Sports, over on YouTube. You can follow me at John9Williams. You can read my work covering the Sooners over at SoonersWire.com. The show is at Locked On Sooners on all of your favorite social media platforms. But until next time, he's Jay Smith. I'm John Williams. We'll talk to you then. Boomer.
Sooner. Island time. That is always
man.
A good feeling.
It's just good. Everything's good. It's all chill. All gravy, baby.